Hey everyone, I wanted to make this video for you today to talk a little bit about one of the most important things you can do for your health and fitness, and that's meal planning. And most of you already know that nutrition really is the foundation for your health and fitness results. And it's the area a lot of people struggle with, and it's the area a lot of people don't really know how to start. So for me, there's really two keys to healthy eating, and one is you really have to find healthy recipes that taste amazing. It makes it much easier if you have that one cookbook that you can go to or that one website that you know is going to deliver on really great tasting meals every single time. And for me, that cookbook is Well Fed, which I did a video on before. And the author of that cookbook also has a website. So she's my go-to. Anytime I need a great healthy recipe, I know I'm going to get top quality and it's going to taste great. The second key is you really need to pre-plan. And things like that involve a Sunday cook-up and also doing your weekly meal planning. So I'm going to walk you through my meal planning process just to hopefully give you some ideas that you may be able to use to be able to plan your meals for the week. Now, the way I'm going to share with you is not the only way to do it. There's tons of ways out there, but hopefully it'll just get you thinking about things that will work for you. So I've seen people do whiteboards, and I think that's a great strategy, especially if you have kids in the house. It's really fun for them to be able to look on the whiteboard and really see what's on the menu for the week, and it really makes them involved in the process, and it's really fun for them to erase the whiteboard and write things in. So that could be a great tool for you. I know that my coach actually handwrites it in just a little spiral notebook, so having a little journal or a notebook is a great way if you actually want to have the practice of writing it out. For me, I use smartphone, and I just use the basic Notepad app, nothing fancy here. So basically, to walk you through the process, on Saturdays is when my husband and I meal plan, and this process is very quick, doesn't take more than a half an hour. And basically after breakfast, I will just grab, a couple of great cookbooks. For us, it's Well Fed is usually the one that we grab. I also look at any websites that I may have collected through the week that had recipes that I wanted to try. And what I do is, as I pick a recipe that I want to make for the week, I actually put it on my list. My husband has a separate list on his phone that has all of the ingredients that we need. So as I put the recipe on my list, I also put where to find it, what cookbook it's from or what website. And as I'm doing that, I'm also calling out ingredients to my husband who's in the kitchen, and he's checking to see that we have those things or what our supply is or if anything needs to be restocked. So again, that's a way to make it really quick if you have someone to help you. Now, the other reason we do that is I used to forget to write down the recipe that I wanted to make, and halfway through the week I'd be looking at a jalapeno in the fridge and not remember what the heck I wanted to make with it. So this really keeps you on track to make sure that you are using the ingredients that you bought, so it creates a lot less waste for you. The other reason that I keep the recipe list on my phone is because I'm usually the first one home from work. So it's really important for me to have the list so that if there's anything that needs to be prepped or prepared ahead of time, I can do that as soon as I get home, and I don't have to call my husband to send me the list or tell me what's on it. So that's another reason that I keep the actual meal list. So that's kind of what our Saturday looks like, is just flipping through, picking our recipes. He's writing the ingredients, I'm writing down the actual recipe and where to find it. So, to walk you through some of the features of my list, and I'll try to post a screenshot because I know it's hard to read this, but you won't see anything for breakfast on my list because I drink Shakeology every day for breakfast. That's just my routine. That works well for me, so I don't feel the need to write it out. Under lunches, you're not going to see a whole lot on my list. In fact, on this list, the only two things you would see is firecracker tuna salad and hard-boiled eggs. And I call those my two no excuses proteins. They are quick and easy things that can be prepped ahead, and I do them in my Sunday cook-up, and they just sit in my fridge all week. And it actually makes enough that I could actually have lunches prepared for the entire week. So that's why I call them my no excuse proteins. As long as they're in the fridge, there's no excuse for me not to be able to make a lunch. So that doesn't mean that I only eat those things every day. For example, if we have something for dinner the night before and there's leftovers, I might decide that I want to switch things up and take the leftovers for lunch. But those are two of my fallback items that are always there if I need a quick lunch to make. The things that I have on the side for my lunches are usually just chopped fresh veggies like bell peppers, carrots, cucumbers, sugar-free applesauce is another one that I top with cinnamon, toasted coconut flakes. Those are kind of my traditional sides for my lunches, so I don't really write those down either because we always have them in the fridge, and I know I just can grab a couple and chop up some for each day's lunch. So again, my lunch list is very simple. For dinners, that's where you're going to see the most detail because that's the one meal of the day that we really put a lot of time and effort in. And we do this one of two ways. Sometimes I just have a master list running, and whatever we feel like that day, we just make that and then cross it off the list. Other days, or other weeks I should say, we actually plan it out by day. So you'll actually see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we do that when we have ingredients in the fridge that we really need to use by a certain date. For example, if we bought fish at the farmer's market Saturday, you can't have that sitting in the fridge for too long. So we'll make sure that we plan that early in the week. You also have things like, if you know you're going to be late on a Wednesday at work for whatever reason, sometimes it's nice to have it planned out because you know which meal is going to be quicker and easier. So you can actually plan it out based on what your schedule is that week. So that's another great tip. The other tip that I want to make sure I mention that makes not only the planning easier but the cooking easier is you need to have one or two go-to recipes, okay? Recipes that are super quick and easy, that you know like the back of your hand, that you enjoy eating, and put that on your weekly meal list every week. That's what we do. So for us, when we make our dinner list, it's really simple because every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday for us. Now again, things might shift around depending on how the week goes, but for the most part, 95% of the time, Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. We don't need a recipe for it. It's our own taco meat recipe that we've been making for years, that we've tweaked to fit our taste. It's super quick and easy, and we throw it in some lettuce cups and top it with some salsa. So that is a great, easy go-to weeknight dinner. And it's pretty fun. Everybody loves tacos. The other one that's our go-to is homemade sausage patties. And we usually schedule that on Thursday just because you're getting towards the end of the week, you're kind of run down, you're ready to just, let loose on Friday. So Thursday is usually a day you want something quick and easy. So sausage patties are great. I make a batch of the sausage seasoning from Well Fed, and I do that on Sunday. I package it in a little glass container, and it sits on my counter. And then all I need to make sure that I have is a few packages of ground pork, and those will sit in my fridge. And then on the night of, I just grab the ground pork, throw it in a bowl, grab a couple tablespoons of the sausage seasoning, and then I mix it up, form the patties, throw them in the pan. That's a really quick one, and with that we usually have sauteed apples, which is just throwing apples in a pan with some ghee and cinnamon and apple pie spice. Or we might do a caprese salad, which is just chopping tomatoes, basil, and raw grass-fed mozzarella. So that is another go-to. So again, that's 2 days that's already taken care of every single week. And we know it's going to be good, we enjoy eating it, and it's super quick and easy. So that really helps get us through our week. And then personally for us, we don't really plan out the weekends. Friday is usually kind of our cheat meal dinner, so you won't really see anything listed for Friday. And then the weekends, we're just kind of more laid back. We still have healthy food in the house, but we kind of are flexible based on what we need to get done during the weekend. But usually I do the more time-intensive recipes on the weekend that are going to give us a lot of leftovers. So I might roast a chicken or do a pork roast to make carnitas or Kahlua pig or something like that, something that's going to pay off for the week, but you need more time to do it because we usually have the time on the weekend. So that is my meal planning process. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to ask. And again, there's so many ways that you can do this, but those are just some ideas to get you thinking about how you might want to meal plan. So until next time, happy eating and happy planning.